Hi everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar, SAP Cloud Education Solutions. Today, we will have the crafting and digital campus, which is transform your campus using the SAP Cloud. Let me introduce myself. My name is Zafrina Betizano. I'll be the moderator for today. Before we begin our sessions, I would like to take through the functionalities of the webinar platform. For your information, the session will be recorded and the link will be shared to all the attendees later by this week. Throughout the presentations, the staff will manage the Q&A functionalities. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it at the questions window at your control panel. The queries will be answered after these sessions. All the attendees' microphone will be muted to prevent any distractions. Your participation is most important throughout the sessions. I request the attendees to kindly excuse if any sorts of background disturbance from our sessions. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our speakers for the day. Ms. Frida, our SAP Regional Industry Leads of Education in Southeast Asia, and Ms. Kiran, our Higher Education and Research Experts. Over to you, Frida.
Thanks, Afrina, for the introduction. So let me take over the sharing of my screen. Hope you can see it right now. Okay, so yeah, thanks for the introduction again. Very good morning, everyone. This is Frida from SAP. I am the Business Architect for Higher Education, covering all universities in Southeast Asia. And my role as a business architect is mainly to ensure the fit of SAP solutions for universities based on their business needs and business challenges. So I do help customers like NUS in Singapore, actually all the 6 autonomous universities in Singapore, and also Thailand, Malaysia, Philippines to embark on their digital transformation journey. Yeah, so thanks again, YASH team, for inviting me to be part of your webinar and giving me this time to share how SAP is enabling universities to modernize and streamline their operations to create an intelligent campus, and also how SAP solutions are leveraging the next big thing, which is AI, right? Okay, so without further ado, let me just start off the presentation by introducing to all of you this flywheel effect. Yeah, so this flywheel effect, I mean, in physics, flywheel is about like individual elements coming together to create an energy, right? So in SAP, we also have a flywheel effect made up of these 3 distinct layers, which is the application, the data, and AI. So applications, the first element of this flywheel, it's not only do we have this broad application portfolio in our industry, we also run the most mission critical business processes end to end. So all of you know, probably know SAP for our ERP solution that runs across all the LOBs, which is like HR, finance, procurement, so on and so forth. Right. Second layer, we have data. So after applications comes this element, which is definitely required because it gives us the rich treasure of this business data, right? And no other tech company actually has more access to this semantically rich business data than us, because we built on our strong foundation of being in the applications market for the past 50 years already, right? And finally, the last layer, the data then fits into the last layer, which is the AI, right? And because what makes AI powerful is actually how rich the data is and how much data actually you have, right, to make sound decisions and do machine learning. So therefore, on SAP's quest to reimagine business applications, the flywheel of apps, data, and AI is definitely critical for that to happen, right? So it requires an end-to-end application suite that is seamlessly integrated across all the departments, a data layer that provides a harmonized data platform, data model with high quality data, right? That's the important part as well. And finally, AI that is built upon this high quality data so that we can natively, and it has to be embedded within the application so that you can use it every day, right? And that is exactly the SAP Business Suite solution offering that we have for all the university customers in the market, which combines the power of application, data, and AI, which I'm talking about. Right. So now let me introduce this SAP Business Suite, okay, which is our comprehensive portfolio that brings together the key functions of every institution every institution needs to run effectively. So this suite is built upon the support of a this suite is built to support the full spectrum of the university operations like finance, HR, procurement, order management, risk management, so on and so forth, right? But what makes it powerful isn't just the breadth of the solution, but in fact, the fact that everything is seamlessly integrated, right? So rather than working in silos, the data flow seamlessly across the department. For example, especially in universities cases, budget planning can be connected with hiring decisions, right? How much budget do I have to hire, how many faculty members, and by which school, something like that. Procurement insights can inform financial forecastings as well, right? So every process is part of a connected digital core, creating a single source of truth for your institution. And this, from my various conversations with the universities across Southeast Asia, is actually one of the biggest challenge that universities face in today's day and age still, right? Which is to have one harmonized platform. Yeah. And on top of that, if you see at the top layer of this slide, we have embedded business AI, the SAP business AI throughout our solutions. So of course, as SAP, the technology provider in this day and age, we have to keep up with times. And therefore, over the last 2-3 years, that's been our mission to try to keep up with that. And for that, you will also see a lot of business AI capabilities being embedded natively within the solutions also, right? So for example, like Joe, our co-pilot, and some of the AI use cases, which I'll introduce briefly later to all of you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me move on to the next slide. So zooming in, just now I was giving you a broad overview of what SAP solution portfolio is. But now I would like to zoom in on the education specific needs, right? And how SAP solution coverage can map directly to the realities of running a modern university. Okay. So if you see at the top, there are 4 chevrons which highlight I would say the 4 main areas that universities look at when it comes to feature functions in solutions. So from budgeting and grants to HR, right, to procurement, and then finally to like a platform related or technology related requirements or needs per se. Okay, so let me walk you through one by one. First column on budget planning and financial management, right? We help institutions manage both their operating and operating funds and restricting funds also, right? With full transparency. And we all know that in universities, when it comes to ERP, it is mainly finance-led conversations. So we have a lot of conversations with the finance team to see how you better manage your funds, your grants, coming from donors from the private institutions or coming from like public sector, like a Ministry of Education, so on and so forth. And the question is then, how do you allocate these grants correctly to the projects, to the research projects, or even to the schools? And after you allocate them, how do you track their spending down to the line item? Do I spend it on procurement on a certain lab item, or is it given to student helpers and things like that, right? So how do I track my utilization of these grants and funds? And that is just one example, right? I think there's also the whole chunk about financial operations. How do I ensure my APAR, GL, journal entry postings are all up to date so that when I run my cash flow analysis, I can get the most up-to-date report and things like that. Yeah. So for sure, budget planning and financial management is a big part of what we can do for SAP can do for our university customers. The other big segment or big topic that we talk to a lot of customers in the university industry is about talent acquisition and management. Right. So for the university perspective or in this industry, it's unique because you don't just manage full-time employment, right? Your administrative staff, they're probably on regular payroll, full-time employment. But when it comes to, say, your university lecturers, some of them are by full-time employment, some of them by contract, like maybe by this course, some of them by few years, right? And so on and so forth. And in certain cases, I've also seen student helpers where you have to put them in payroll. So how do you manage that kind of employment contract as well? So things like that, right? How do you manage this variation in the different needs for contracting? And then in turn, how do you ensure that all these talents that you have are being kept engaged throughout their employment with you, and retain this talent and also help them to plan for their succession and things like that, right? So for sure, the HR portion is a big chunk or a big is of importance for universities as well, right? Um, Third column, revenue and expenditure management. So definitely there's going to be a lot of purchasing requirements within the universities, especially when it comes to research projects. You need to buy, let's say, survey tools or pay some of your surveyors to come in to do some surveys, things like that, right? So, in fact, one of the universities that I work with in Singapore, the project was actually to consolidate all of their procurement across all the different schools. So they had like 6 schools last time, lah. And the challenge was that there was too many maverick spending, right? There was no one centralized procurement team or system to help to consolidate all of it. So with SAP's help, they actually managed to redesign their process, consolidate into one central purchasing organization so that overall the spend for procurement is lesser. Yeah. Okay, and finally, I think the very last column is definitely technological capabilities. As you can see, analytical reporting, I think that is like a bread and butter of every organization right now. They need real-time analytics reportings and all that kind of stuff. The application infrastructure, the platform that you are using has to be the most up-to-date, providing you with flexibility to use any kind of services for, let's say, extended automation, to build extensibility capabilities, custom programs, custom form, and stuff like that. And of course, on top of that, providing you with the latest capability to build AI capabilities as well, AI use cases as well, right? So in a nutshell, this slide is to show you what are the needs of the education customers in the market, right? And how SAP is coming in to cover all these different grounds across the LOBs, across the line of businesses. And the key message here is that we do cover the end-to-end value chain for education. Yeah. Okay. I've been talking quite a bit, but what I want to do is to show you the system and how it looks like. I understand that we may be sort of time, so I just don't want to drag on too much. So let me quickly glance through, right? Okay, so this is how our newest, I'm not sure in the audience, have you been working with SAP solutions or you're a user of SAP solutions? If not, right, if you come from the old world called ECC world, you would think that this new world called S4 HANA, it's very different from what it was in the past, right? So this is the S4 HANA system, which is our ERP system for all our customers. Okay, and you can see on this screen, right? What you see here is an analytical dashboard uh, under my homepage. And this homepage is actually something very personable and customize it. I wouldn't say customization because it's more like a personalization feature that you can have. So for example, if you see I click on the group, right? I can see all the tiles that are there. What I'm gonna do is to edit, right, be able to edit this group. So I can add section, add the tiles, and show it on my home screen. It's just like how on my iPhone app, right? On my iPhone, I can drag and drop all the apps to show it on my homepage, put it in a folder and things like that. So this gives that personalization factor to the system, and allows you to only see the applications that are relevant to you as in your role, right? And then you can hide those that are irrelevant. Over here, it shows you it shows you a search bar. Right now, it only searches through the applications, but what I'm trying to show you here is it doesn't just search through one thing, like apps or contracts or whatever. It searches the entire ERP system. So if let's say I put in a journal entry number, it pulls out all the relevant objects that has this journal entry number. So for example, if I purchase something, right, I will see, and then I put in a journal entry number, I will see not just the purchase contract, I will also see like the journal entry itself. I will see, let's say the master data that is tied to, any master data that is tied to that item. And then that's how we can drill down further and further to get more information. And that's what I mean by an integrated system, right? Okay, next one is to show you something called an overview page. So within S/4HANA, in all the different verticals, whether is it procurement, is it finance, is it inventory management, so on and so forth, you will get something called an overview page, right? And this is an analytical dashboard embedded within S/4HANA to show you important KPIs that you need to take note of for your organization that's reflecting what is happening or the transactions that is happening within the ERP system. It is real time, but you need to have those information being updated. So every transaction that goes into the system, a purchase that is done, or an order that is received, AR receivable that is received, right? All these will be updated onto your dashboard, providing you the real-time analytics and insights to your organization's KPIs. Okay. One thing to take note of here is we don't just give you this dashboards, right? Okay, we don't just give you these dashboards, right? We want to give you this empower you with this ability to drive insight to action. So for example, AP aging, you see that, hey, there are some aging going on right here, and this is really high, more than 90 days, really high. I want to know what's happening. So I can click on this card, and it drills down into the report itself to give me an idea of what's happening. I can toggle the view by different parameters, right? To see by supplier, to see by company code, to see by material group. I can toggle it by the different views as well, right? And I can then drill down further, right, to see the line item. Where exactly is this spend going? Who am I not paying? Why is my AP agent so high for this past 90 days? Right. So you can see what I just did, right? From the very high level overview dashboard, I managed to drill down further into a report, and I managed to drill down all the way to the line item itself to find out what exactly is the issue here. So that's really the idea of S/4HANA, right? It's providing you with the embedded analytics to, in the past, it's just about transactions, but we are moving past transactions. We are moving into the world of being able to drive insights from your transactions, from the business processes that you're doing, right? Okay, that was the demo for S/4HANA. Now, let's talk about the next thing, which is business AI, right? So on this screen here is just one of the many AI capabilities that we provide. So it's called Joule. Joule is our AI-powered digital assistant designed to help simplify users' interaction with the SAP system. So Joule acts like a co-pilot for your university staff. So you try to understand the systems, your data, your processes, and responds in a natural manner using natural language. So instead of navigating through the many applications that you saw just now, you might just want to use Joel, type in a command to say, hey, can you navigate me to this transaction? Or can you just show me, for example, show me my department's remaining research grant budget, right? So it doesn't just go to that transaction, it helps you to filter to say, oh, okay, I know your department is this cost center. I'm going to pull out your cost center's grants, and then I see and I show you what is the budget utilization for now, right? So this is what Joe does. Right, it doesn't just pull up data, it also interprets the context, it provides clear explanations, and it recommends the next step also, right? Whether is it resolving a delay, is it flagging a potential issue, or offering some kind of like intelligent suggestion. The goal for Joel is to reduce the complexity for your staff, so that they spend less time navigating the systems and more time doing high impact and meaningful work, right? And it is especially powerful for roles like finance, HR, procurement, research and administration, where speed matters, right? Okay. Let me show you again very quickly a demo on Joe and how it helps, right? So for example, this is again the screen of S4 HANA. What I'm doing here is an invoicing document and I want to resolve some issues. So I will just pull out Joe, which is at the top right hand corner over here, right? It's embedded within the system. You'll come up here and then you just say, hey, can you bring up the dispute summary of this invoice, please? Right? And then it will analyze this object. Oh, sorry, lost it. It will analyze this object and it will give you the issue here, what exactly is wrong, right? So over here it says billing period on the invoice begins 5 days earlier than the actual delivery date. So this invoice should be reissued. So it's giving you recommendations to mitigate this problem, option A, option B, option C, right? So what you need to do, you can say, I want option A and option B, right? And what it does is you see here, right, it's going through all the agents, um, talking to all the agents, all the different LOBs, and then coming together to say, okay, based on what you want to do, which is option A and option B, I'm going to push out this action to all these different departments. Okay. And you can see that it's giving you that recommended resolution to say, okay, this is what has happened. I've done all these things. I'm giving you the link to all these different things that I've updated, right? These data sources that I've updated. Uh, have a look at it. If everything is good, then you just confirm it. And then now you're saying, okay, confirm. And yeah, email is sent successfully. So now everything is done at the back end for you nicely. And this dispute is then resolved with Copilot, okay, with Joe. Yeah. So in a nutshell, Joule is the next generation. Is the tech assistant, I would say, right? Okay, so we see in Grow in Action as demonstrating how AI can transform the education by making data-driven insights more accessible and more actionable, right? But Joe is really just one example of the many AI capabilities that we are developing within SAP's education solution. So on this slide, it really provides you the snapshot of all the planned AI innovations for customers, including intelligent content recommendation, automated administrative workflows, and so on and so forth. Right, so all these capabilities will be introduced over the next coming few quarters to help all of you enhance your students' learning experiences and streamline your operations. And yeah, and really this is just the beginning. I think we're at the beginning of the whole era, right? We're excited about how these AI capabilities can help our customers, and we definitely want to bring it to you as well. Okay. Yeah, so my last few slides, not about the solution, but rather about the university footprint that we have. So all these are our customers on globally. I mean, these are only the ones that we can show publicly, but across the globe, we have 6,000 over education customers with us of different geographical locations, different sizes, different um, specializations, and so sort of, right? And of course, for SAP, we do continuously invest in this community. So every year, we do have like higher education user group that we all come together and share our experiences with the usage of SAP solutions, right? And it's also a good platform for us from SAP to hear from them what are their needs in this day and age. Because from 10 years ago to now, there's been changing requirements. There are a lot of new demands from the market, right? So yeah, these are what is happening every year. So if you on board to SAP solution, you also can join us in our education user group and education advisory council meetings, so that not just you can not just the fact that you can understand how the rest of the universities are using SAP, but it's also a network and a community that you can get into to speak to the rest of the universities globally as well. Okay. So with that, let me just summarize for the past 20 minutes what I've been talking about, right? First point, SAP provides a holistic solution coverage for your end-to-end education value chain needs, right? So across all the functions, finance, HR, procurement, revenue management, IT, risk management, right? And so on and so forth. So we do provide that holistic coverage for you. Our solution, second point, our solutions is also up to date, right? It has the state-of-the-art user experiences with the new user interface, and of course, embedded with the latest technologies and capabilities to keep you up to speed. And the third point, finally, it's also that we've been in this market for quite many years already, and our footprint in the education industry has been pretty established. So do leverage on that community that we have if you are in the SAP family. Yeah. So with that, yeah, I would like to hand the floor back to the team at YASH. Thanks a lot again for inviting me to give this sharing.
Thanks a lot, Freda. And yes, thanks a lot for the insight from the SAP side. Let me quickly share my screen and start on the presentation from the clouds and the offering which we have from the SIS side. Let me know when my screen is visible. Are we good to go?
Yeah. Yes.
Great. So let me first introduce myself. Hello, everyone. A very good morning, good afternoon, and a good evening to all of you. Today, actually, I'm very excited to talk about higher education and research solutions in the SAP world. And we are working at YASH. Actually, we are a bunch of very much passionate people who are working towards transformations and modernization of universities and take them towards the digital campus. My name is Kiran, and I'm working at YASH as a senior solution architect, and I specialize in SAP solutions in higher education. So today, I will be taking you through a journey. I have planned a lot of exciting stuff, but I think I'm slightly short on time, but still I would like to show you a lot of screenshots and give you a flavor of our dashboards. So if we have CFO, chancellors, admission officers, academic deans in our panel and in our attendees, there is something for all of you. So quickly taking you to the next slide. So this is our company profile. We are a 29 plus years old organization, and many of you may not be knowing about us, but we are one of the largest IT innovation firm, and we have a dedicated higher education and research practice. Request you to please go and visit our website and read about us. I will be also happy to share our corporate deck with you, but we are one of the leading innovating partners of the right size for you. So when we all are talking about digital campus over here. So this is how a digital campus, a typical university looks like. So like any university, there is one area which is customer relationship management. This is a place where all the applicants get engaged, fill the application form. Here, the rigorous marketing campaigns, social media campaigns, networks, industry connects, all of this happens. And when these applicants fill the application form and their data goes to the database, they become the part of the SIS, which is Student Information System. This data of students now becomes, the part of the student lifecycle management, and student starts the journey. All program registrations, course booking, graduations happens over here. And of course, there is the learning management system, which integrates tightly with SAP and gives a holistic experience to the students. While applicants and students are engaged with the academic activities, there is a back office which consists of finance, procurements. They are rigorously working towards supporting the student information system, and all the complex processes of accounting are happening here. So when the students are doing their academics, there is a student fees getting processed, scholarship, sponsorship, budgeting, procurement, project systems, all are working towards, their own areas to support the entire university structure. We cannot forget about the employee experience. So let me, tell you about the offering of SAP, which is Success Factor, which takes care of the employee engagement right from the beginning of onboarding to the separation. So this is how the entire university's setup is, and there is one a big aspect which is IT and cross functions. You can see a lot of SAP jargons here, for which I think my fellow mate Freda has already given some idea. These are the various tools which help you set the university. There is a BTP, business transformation technology platform, which give you a place for localization, along with a single sign-on where all these solutions are there in one screen embedded. There is a CALM, which is a cloud management tool, wherein the projects are managed right from the time of inception to their executions, and then it goes throughout the entire journey till the completion. Then we have low code and Joule, which are something you can easily go and read about them. These are our augmented analytical, chatbots. Yes, now I'm taking towards a small section, but yet a very powerful one. This is one of the USP of SAP, where it gives you a scope for bringing localization. Every university is unique, and thus they need some kind of localization, like student housing, travel, and so on. And these are the things which happens over here. Ultimately, we have a reporting structure which is called SAP Cloud Analytics, which is a very powerful tool. And every person who is involved in a university will have dashboards and which are driven by KPI and rule-based dashboards. So I have kept these few slides in the future when I go to take you towards the next slides. I will give you the glimpse of the analytic dashboards over here. So this is how a viewpoint of the, you can say, the landscape of the university is. In this slide, the same viewpoint is there of the university, but from the strategic and the value chain system. The strategic view mostly consists of our top stakeholders, president, chancellors, and provost, who are the decision makers, who are the person who drive the university and take various critical decisions like I be transforming the operational areas? Shall I think about re-strategizing and investing on student engagement for the upcoming batch? All these things are possible when the data from the data sources, which I have shown you earlier, are shown as powerful insights to the stakeholders so that they can take data-driven decisions which are automatic and driven by powerful predictive analysis. On the right-hand side, you can see the value chain view, wherein VP of Research, VP of HR, Finance Director, departmental heads do their respective activities. And these stakeholders, strategic view, and value chain view are taking the decisions and making the processes more process centric and not people centric based on this architecture in the middle, which is the intelligent university. It is powered by experience management and a very robust innovation center and data center. The two logo which you are seeing, SAP and YASH, these two collaborate and give you a holistic, intelligent university embedded with all the intelligence suite, as well as the surrounding systems, surrounding integrations of payment gateway, biometrics, learning management systems, and so on. Now, going to the next slide over here. This is, again, I will say the extension of the earlier slide. We have a strategic view, we have a value chain view, but this is a very powerful slide. I can spend a lot of time here, but unfortunately, I'm feeling short of that. But yes, I wanted to also show you, this digital campus from the perspective of back office, which is finance and procurement, which these two modules are very strong aspects of SAP. There you can see the list of all the activities of finance and procurement, which you can do over here, right from general ledger accounting, account receivable and payable, asset management, cost accounting, all profit centers, GL-based balances, statutory compliances, project systems, student accounting, as I said, about how can I pay my installments, how the discounts are coming in, and so on. And then how I can fund the research and other activities for the project systems. On the right-hand side, for procurement management, we have entire PR to PO cycle handled over here, right from vendor master data, purchase requisition, contract management, purchase order, material orders, supply payments, supply relationship management, embedded analytics, and so on. With these tools and capabilities of SAP, the CFO, who is a strategic view partner, can take decisions which are listed on the left-hand side. How I can transform the operations and support. Again, the same question, how I can bring in more enhanced processes for my next year and then take towards a big leap and think about the financial health, how it is growing, how I can bring the best of the student experiences by investing and re-strategizing on them. And then I can also need to focus on the funds and the research experience. And I can do all these things by leveraging the real-time data with single source of truth coming through the powerful cloud analytics tools. With this, let me take you to this area. We have seen how digital campus looks like in the arena of CRM, student lifecycle management, our back office of finance and procurement, and our total workforce. Now, I will spend some time towards the student lifecycle management. And with this, our webinar for higher education and research, we will be concluding on this. So, what you see in front of you is a journey of a student, right from the time of admissions, and if the student goes towards, their student academic activities, student accounting, learning management systems, advising, and then towards the examinations, grading, various kind of compliance reporting, NAC reporting, ministry reportings, statutory reportings, and so on, and then finally graduating. Along with the journey of the students, you can see the logos are also going along with it. So every aspect of students' journey in the university is supported with YASH as well as SAP collaboratively to give the main focus which you all are working towards is a student experience. And I was talking a lot on the cloud analytics dashboard. I thought of keeping one such recording for you over here. So you can see this is a KPI based dashboard where it gives the glimpse of students distribution in a university and the trend analysis. Let me play this recording for you while I'm speaking. So every university is unique. Their KPIs will be unique, right? So this is one such sample KPI. I'm sure you guys will be able to relate to that. As a strategic view member, I will like to see my students distribution across colleges, across campuses, across programs, and across the years. I need to see the trend. You can see, let me pause here for a second. You can see over here in this area itself, there is a trend analysis of 5 years back, 10 years back, and so on. And plus, on top of that, I also have, the business intelligence, which are coming over here. And you can see, I'm seeing that till 2023, this has been my past performance data. Going ahead, this from 2003 to 2024, how my predictive analysis is working to give me a forecasting, how the trend of admissions will be. Now, this kind of analysis you can do for your gross profit margins, you can do for your graduating students, admissions, and any area where you want this kind of view to do the predictive analysis. Below that, you can see your data, which are now normally in spreadsheet. They're giving you business intelligence over here. And plus, along with that, they're also giving you augmented analysis and complete enterprise planning. These are all KPI based. I want to see all colleges or specific colleges report. There are drop downs. There are FO helps. You can trim all these KPIs to best suit your analysis and take the right data-driven decisions. Lot many KPIs are there. Everybody looks towards global presence. So as a university, I want to see what are the top 5 colleges or countries who have shown interest in admissions. I can do the drill down. I can see the student strength based on programs, based on sponsorships. You can see there is one augmented analysis over here. I'm trying to see like the sponsors who are sponsored this year is 10% higher than the sponsoring which has happened in the last year, right? This kind of insights are coming over here. Then again, these KPIs are something a university can do by themselves. They even do not need the implementation partner, and they can take their own KPIs and which will help them reach towards the performance and the data analysis. This is another such dashboard wherein I want to see my program-wise student strength, how many are male candidates, how many are female students, nationality-wise. I want to see program duration-wise. On the left-hand side, I can play around with my filter options, and then I want to see how many engineering students are there or medical students are there. There's no limit to my filtering and getting the right amount of information which I want. So this is how your KPIs are designed. Now, what you see in front of you was graphs and pie charts. The same thing now, if you take towards this side, this is giving you a demographic view. All your colleges, programs can be listed on the left-hand side. You can choose your KPIs and see the distribution across the globe. It can drill down to the very country, and in that country, how much is the student strength you can see, plus your KPI says, no, I want to see based on every single state. And inside that every single state, I want to see the province or the area. You can see that how the analytics powerful tool is bringing that to you in such a beautiful fashion. So this is something which will help me do a trend analysis. And then I can think how a next year will look like for me and when the admission happens. This is another dashboard wherein I'm trying to see the student allocation, gender-wise, course-wise. You talk about the KPI, and those KPIs can be here for you, and you can take the data-driven decisions like this. So I can take that, I can drill, if I click on a single area, it will give you additional information. If I want to drill down, it will take me to the actual data source. You can see the intelligence SAP is bringing in, like, what is my student strength if I calculate based on so and so parameter, it will tell you that. How has been my enrollment success rate? What is my total aggregate marks, toppers list? How many have got a score from 75% to 90%? I want the student list right here. So you can see the student names are coming over here, student IDs are coming over here. And then this is one glimpse on the employee analytics, wherein employee strength, teaching workload, departmental wise, program wise, they all come into picture. So this was about the analytics dashboard, and I hope you all can see how SAP can transform your data from the database tables and bring insights to you like this. With this, let's proceed towards the next slide, which is the dashboard of students. I have shown you the dashboard for a CFO. I have shown you dashboards for the value chain leaders. Now this is the dashboard which a student will have. Everybody will have this kind of dashboards. And with this, I'm coming towards the end of my presentation. I told you that I will be showing you some glimpse of the dashboards which will give you the flavor of the SAP's next gen software and the user experiences. These are all multiple language support, mobile adaptive, any device you have, they will adapt to that. Every single process you are seeing here have a workflow when it goes through your faculty approval, your dean approval, and then students are completely engaged with communications and notes. So quickly taking you through various screens so that you can see the flavor of student lifecycle management. This is a template for admission application, and it is having, as I said, language packed with it. And you can have a branding of your college done, lot of white screens, very less clicks. User will get a very light application form. There is you can have integrations like Zoom integration for taking interviews, team integrations. You talk about it, and all those things are possible over here. And then when the admission process is over, this is how the reporting looks like. Not like a typical spreadsheet. You have KPI based reporting. Even in a simple reporting, we try to give you that kind of a flavor. I want to see how many applicants have filled the application form today and submitted. I want to see how many have paid the application fees, which is through the payment gateway integration. So you can take that kind of a reporting. Plus, you can see in this screen itself, there's a comparison how many have applied for MBA 1, MBA 2, and MBA 3, and how their comparison looks like. Along with that, there are n number of document uploads which are happening. And as an admission advisor, I can download, cross-verify those documents to take a data-driven decisions about selection process. Moving ahead, once the admissions are done, students will come, immediately get a response, welcome mail, and then they will be having a student portal with this kind of pre-registration and onboarding, where I can upload my pending documents, I can upload my, address proofs, I can download my ID card, pay the deposits, everything in one place. They don't have to struggle through multiple screens. And with that, the students will start their journey in the university. They will have this kind of beautiful dashboards with the branding, logos, theme of the university to give them the right flavor. And I can come here, connect with my advisors, connect with my deans, and anything I want to do. I want to change my address. I have updated my mobile phone. I don't have to rush to the departments and do that. I have this kind of intuitive screens, which will give me a very ease of doing this. And then comes my course registration, my course planner. I don't have to open my syllabus and see all that. A study plan is intelligently shown to me. Your past performance was like this. With that, your study plan looks like this. You can see your course descriptor. You can register right from here. All complex university guidelines, prerequisites, credit requirements, all these things will be prompted to the students so that they can book the right courses and go towards the completing their graduation in flying colors. So there is waitlisting, there is kind of merit listing towards booking of courses, first come first serve, advisor recommendations, all come into play. And then when the students are enrolled, they need to pay fees. So you can see this one dashboard takes care of all kind of finance related activities. That is why it's a one stop place for the students to pay their tuition fees, all their outstanding payments, download the receipts, see their payment history, and also if there is a parent who want to pay on behalf of students, third party payments, sponsor making payments, wire payments, check payments, donations, all those things can be done in these screens with integration with payment gateway. Then this is a screen which I have kept for the timetable. This is a very important thing. Students need not go to the notice board. They can see in their mobile phones the upcoming classes, how many classes are scheduled. From here, I can directly go to my learning management system, do the class, and come back to the screen back again with my single sign-on features and my integration with the learning management system. Going ahead, this is where my result looks like. I can see my course-wise results. I can see my component-wise results, like in quiz how much I have scored, and what is my total aggregate GPA, my CGPA, how far I am. Am I meeting my graduation requirement in my semester 3 so that I do not have any problem in my last semester, which is semester 6 for graduating? All these questions are answered for the students over here. You can see this is one of the strong aspect of SAP. It takes care of the graduating rules, which are very much different from all geographical areas. It takes care of your normalization, grading, gracing, and gives you a very robust system for doing and publishing the grade sheets for the students. And I think I have taken care of the student side. I have kept a couple of dashboards to show you how the end result, how the end of the transformation journey looks like. It looks like this, which gives you all the values like this. And this is where the SAP product gives all the capabilities, like how this entire year has been, what is the revenue, what is the budget, what are the success rates over here, what are my gross profits, net profit, profits after tax. This is how the insights are driven and performance are analyzed, and financial health of the system shows you and helps you monitor, plan, and forecast. Then Again, one KPI I have kept, which is something helps the top management to do. Like I need to plan for my next year, how the forecasting looks like. So till middle, you can see was my actual data, which was giving me the statistics. After that is the predictive analysis. Again, one glimpse of predictive analysis. Here it is for the gross profit forecasting. And below one is for my profit after tax for forecasting. And then this is how a CFO will be enabled to take, as I said, the data-driven decisions and make the right decisions. That's it. I think we have moving towards the end of our presentation. This is a procurement slide along with student lifecycle management. I have kept few slides from the back office. In one screen, entire PO, PR, and PO cycle can be seen. The user need not go to multiple screens. They can monitor the purchase contract, requisition items, and also purchase orders and see all the values over here. And then the general ledger. So if I'm a finance user, I'm seeing all my general accounts, my general balance. At the same time, I have my inbox over here where I'm seeing my workflows, approving my workflows. And also there is one area you can see the reporting is coming in. So again, our idea is less clicks, less screens, and most of the things in one place. This is one of the view of the budget. I think you have now comfortable and happy to see this kind of tools which are giving you beautiful insights rather than typical spreadsheets. It tells you like what is my consumable amount, what has been consumed, what is available. So if you try to juggle and make filter options, these parameters keep changing and give you the desired results. And lastly, I have kept is one slide from the success factor, which is the employee engagement. So here, when you talk about a university interface, every employee will be like having a dual role. They are employees as well as faculties, right? So they will have a dashboard to do their HR related activities, there to see their, organization assignment, their payroll, their reporting. But at the same time, there will be a tile here, which on clicking will take them to the learning management system, take the classes, and come back over here. This is how your SAP screens give you a website kind of a look, very light touch, smooth processes, wide screen, and a feel of a next generation screens. With this, I will close my presentation, and I hope you had a very good time with us. It was a very informative session, and hope you all felt connected. And now we are open for the Q&A session. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kiran. We have a few questions in the Q&A platform, but some of it has been answered already. There is one actually, it's all still open. Okay, let me read it. One of the key challenges that our admissions team often faces is around every changing dynamic administration rules. How will your solutions respond to this?
Okay, yes, universities are always changing. That's the beauty of it, good, bad, ugly. But yes, that is quite challenging. And to meet this kind of, changing needs of the admissions department, not only admissions, I think for every aspect of university, the guidelines keep on changing. To do that, as we have a very good tool of, business transfer, technology platforms and innovation tools, innovation areas where we can customize solutions to make them tailor fit and meet the requirements of the universities. So yes, the innovation centers will be helping you with all this kind of innovations.
Okay, thank you, Kiran. There's one more questions. I saw in your one of your slides, you showed the SAP capabilities around integrations with other solutions. Can you elaborate on that? As we are having several solutions running in the environment.
Right. So SAP, helps. SAP has this intelligence suite, which is consisting of wide variety of modules, which are tightly embedded. Procurement is embedded with finance. Finance is embedded with student lifecycle management. So that is a complete package. But yes, when it comes to university, we have lot many surround systems. In my presentation also, I have spoken about payment gateway integrations, There will be learning management solutions integrations. All the leading LMS systems in the market can be well integrated with API integrations with SAP. And then, yes, we can have biometric integrations, camera-based integrations for attendance and so on. So, and again, there are other, in various geographical areas, you have compliance reportings wherein you need to integrate with the ministry websites to do the statutory reportings to them. So our SAP is quite capable enough to integrate with all these kind of areas, and the data seamlessly flows inbound, outbound, and all the business processes are taken care this way.
Okay, I guess there's a last question over here. We feel our ecosystem is very complex and we are not sure on how to adopt on the SAP solutions.
Okay, this is one actually a very beautiful question actually, and I always expect this question coming my way. But as I already said, these questions come because universities are dynamic; they are ever expanding, and they have to be abreast to meet with the upcoming technology needs. And yes, university ecosystems are complex. So to that, actually, what we do from the YASH side, we offer something called BPR, which is a business process review, wherein we understand the business complexities and dynamics of the universities, and will come for me and our team. We have team who come for the review of the university and do a right consulting about the businesses which they can take. So normally what we do is when we have this this kind of webinar, the first 10 queries which comes in, we give it as a complimentary, and we do the BPR for the universities.
Wow, okay, good. Thank you, Kiran. We have very active sessions at the moment, but we are really running out of time. So I would like to thank to the audience for taking their valuable time out and joining us for today. As a next step, we will share the webinar link to all of the attendees. But please feel free to email to us at marketing@yash.com. Yeah, for that, probably I'll close the call. Thank you, guys. Thank you for attending the call. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.